Yo, 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 God bless, God bless. Greetings to all the guys and goddesses out there, man, on this beautiful Sunday, July the 28th, 2013, man. This your boy Prophet Williams, man, as always, bringing the things in words of wisdom, man. Those think outside things, you know what I'm saying? There is no box. Just think outside. There is no box. That's what we gonna start saying. Instead of thinking out the box, just think outside. There is no damn box. Just think outside, man, and stop being fearful. Stop being in denial, and stop being lazy. Ultimately, and go read, man. Go read. We all went to school. We know how to reason. We know how to put things together, and we all have that cosmic computer inside of us that knows how to connect the dots. In those places where we may ask questions, or in those places where things may be blurred or a little misunderstood. You know what I'm saying? So, it's very important. It's very important here that we train ourselves and we begin to learn. We begin to learn to give each other that honest ear, because that is education. That is education. That is a true education, and that is a true point of education. Is to give each other an honest ear, build a bridge of resourcefulness for the commonwealth of man. You know what I'm saying? And that is ultimately what we're looking for now. In this new establishment of America that we're undergoing. As the people. This video I wanted to bring to light, because it's come to my attention. It's come to my attention that these last few days, the people that I've crossed, the people that I've crossed, who are my age fairly, don't really, most of them don't know anything about the Dred Scott decision. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, most of the people that I've been crossing are my age, and this is something. The Dred Scott decision was something that I was taught in Burdell Elementary, in elementary school, and some of the people that I asked went to Burdell right with me, so it made me very concerned that people my age, people that I even went to school with, that I learned this lesson here in the same school with, didn't know anything about it. I found that very interesting, and I was deeply concerned. About this, because this is a great indication that it's a great indication on many levels, on a multi-dimensional level, because it shows the flaws in our education system, and it also implies greatly that it's very possible that our parents and grandparents may not even have heard of the Dred Scott decision, or maybe they have heard of the Dred Scott decision, but at the time that it was taught, it probably wasn't so, it wasn't as applicable to the time as they was living as it is today. And that's why today is very important that I break down the Dred Scott decision in its relationship, in its total parallel relationship. Y'all are gonna freak out. In its total parallel relationship with the Trayvon Martin, with the Trayvon Martin court case ruling. And as always, I'm always talking about mind control, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, man. So I hope and I pray that during this lesson that I'll be able to get out everything that I would like to say, man. Yeah, like the most important thing for people that have never heard of the Dred Scott decision, it was in 1867. It was a Supreme Court case ruling. Dred Scott, termed, that this was the for all of my research geeks out there, the actual name of the court case was Dred Scott versus Sanford. Dred Scott versus Sanford. For all those that want to do research, man, go to your Google, your Yahoo, your libraries. Dred Scott versus Sanford. And in this case, it was ruled. It was a Supreme Court case, and it was ruled that an African, whether free or slave, whether slave or free, was never, and could never be a part of the United States. or recognized as a citizen of the United States. This was a Supreme Court case ruling that ruled a black, whether free or slave, could never be a citizen of the United States. And henceforth, an African has no rights that a white man is bound to respect. And therefore, he had no right to sue in federal court. All of these things. So today it is important to understand that the Trayvon Martin verdict of Zimmerman not being guilty is the total parallel to the Dred Scott decision. It is the renewal. It is the renewal and the reinforcement of the Dred Scott decision. You understand? Of the rich, or the today, or the slave owner, or today we'll call them the rich or the elite, you know, against the slave, you know, which we'll call the thug or the gangster, or, you know. So this is the direct parallel that we have right here, man. You know, and all of every point of the case is very important to note. Every point of the case is very important to note. You know that blacks, Africans, whether free or slave, were and could never be recognized as citizens of the United States. All right, you know, it's in fine print, man. It's in fine print, and therefore, a black man has no rights that a white man is bound to respect. Henceforth, he has no right to sue in court, thus permitting slavery in all of the country's territories. So, this is where we are in 2013, and this is why, you know, like I said, you know, in that whole thing, you know, the whole thing about, you know, Dred Scott had no right to even sue in federal court. So this is exactly why Obama came out after the not guilty verdict, and Obama comes out and he filed the civil suit against Zimmerman, because Trayvon parents can't file a federal suit. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? And it's crazy. And like I say, the proper term of the case for all the research, for all the people who want to do the research on this, the proper term of it is Dred Scott versus Sanford. Where did Trayvon Martin get killed at? Sanford, Florida. The shit's really mind blowing, man. The shit's really mind blowing. And you know that's where we are right now. You know, the Dred Scott decision, and it all comes down to the Dred Scott.